Hello! So today I'm going to be doing my December and January wrap-up. I only read 2 books in December, so I didn't think that warranted a wrap-up. So I've put 2 wrap-ups together! And instead of just talking about the books in the order that I read them, I'm just going to talk about them beginning with my favourites, because that makes sense. I'm going to start doing that. I kicked off 2015 very, very well, and I read one of my new favourite books of all time, and that is 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. This follows 2 different perspectives of 2 different women who live in Afghanistan over the past 40-ish years, and their lives and their journeys and all of the hardships that they have to go through, and it is definitely hard to read at some points. It's so beautifully written, it's just stunning. The story is so sad, but really hopeful and beautiful at the same time. It's just incredibly eye-opening, and I think it's just so important to read books like this because they teach you so much. There aren't many books that you read that actually make you rethink things in your life and just make you stop and consider how lucky you are and how blessed you are. I literally cannot even recommend this enough. This has opened my mind to so many more genres that I haven't read before. This is my first kind of book like this that I've ever read, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Please read it. Please, please, please read it. It's so amazing. So I gave this 5 out of 5 stars, obviously. So the next book is Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. This is a graphic novel, as you may be able to tell. This is amazing! Oh my god, it's so beautiful. It is, I think, 6 short stories. They're illustrated. They are so beautiful. Each story has a very slightly different kind of illustrative style, and it's so amazing. Oh my gosh, I was expecting to enjoy this, but I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did. It is so great. I would happily have like most of the spreads as posters on my wall. They're just stunning. I can't even get over it. I found 2 stories in particular really, really scary. These are definitely very creepy stories. She's a bit of a genius. If you are in the market for a graphic novel, please read this. It's incredible. Okay, I gave this 5 stars as well. So the next book is Not That Kind of Girl by Lena Dunham, talking about all the things that she's learned in her life. It's split into different sections like sex, love, work and general life, and I actually really enjoyed it. I didn't really know what to expect going into this, but I found her really engaging. I think she's a really amazing writer. That's just my personal opinion. I thought it read really beautifully, and I just find her to be a very interesting person to read about. I don't particularly relate to her with a lot of things. The friendship section I definitely related to the most. There were a few kind of sections that I thought felt a little bit unfinished, or I just didn't really get the point that she was trying to make from it, but I still overall really, really enjoyed it, and I gave it 4 stars. I would recommend it, especially if you're a fan of Lena Dunham or girls. So the next book I read in December, and that was The Golden Lily by Richelle Mead. This is the 2nd book in the Bloodline series. I really enjoyed this one. This is a very entertaining series. Entertaining being the main key word. This is a really, really light series for me. I'm not too emotionally invested in the characters or anything, quite quick to get through, and just really entertaining. I really like the characters, I like the romance, I think it's great fun, and I will definitely continue on with the series. I think I give this 4 out of 5 stars. Love the end. The end's great. So the next book I was sent for review by Chicken House, and that is Vendetta by Doyle. So it's a YA romance retelling of Romeo and Juliet. I thought it was interestingly done, and considering that my tolerance for like angsty YA forbidden romance kind of books is slowly dwindling and I can't really take it anymore, I actually really enjoyed this. This is definitely my favourite out of all of those kind of books, like Pushing the Limits and all that. I think this is better than those. There were definitely parts of it that I found to be quite contrived. They just felt really forced, and definitely some of the dialogue I felt didn't read like a real conversation to me, but that's just my opinion. I know a lot of people love this book, and I did really, really enjoy it. I thought it was a really great quick read. The end was really exciting. Yeah, I thought it was really good. If you're into these kind of books, I would definitely recommend this one. They're just not really my kind of thing anymore, really. I actually really enjoyed the characters. I really enjoyed reading from Sophie's point of view, who is the main character. So I believe I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. And the last book that I also read in December was If I Stay by Gayle Forman. This is about a girl called Mia who is involved in a car crash and she's kind of lifted out of her body and is watching her in a coma and things like that. I'm sure you've heard of it, it's very famous. It didn't really live up to my expectations, mainly just because I've heard so many amazing things about it. It kind of frustrated me a little bit. I did really like Mia as much as I possibly could. I really feel like we just kind of skimmed the surface of who she was and her character. I just didn't really feel like I understood her very well, but that might have just been me. I think just in this kind of situation, which is literally life and death, it irritates me when there's so much emphasis on the romance. It was pretty much all about the romance, and it got on my nerves. If I was in her situation, I would not be thinking about a boy. And I do know that she was just struggling to deal with what was happening, and there were some things that she literally couldn't think about. I do get that, but keeping on going back to the romance was just a little bit annoying. But I did fairly enjoy it. It made me cry a lot towards the end. I think I gave this 3 out of 5 stars, I can't really remember now. But on reflection anyway, that's what I'd give it now. Sorry if you love that book, I know a lot of people do. So that is my December and January wrap up. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed it, and let me know what your favourite book of January was, and if you've read any of these and if you like them as well. And that's all. See you next time.